Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làwọn dòdòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun Papa. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun Papa. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun Papa. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun Papa. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun Papa. Bó bá ṣe àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun Papa. Ó sì tún ṣe wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun Papa. Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun Papa. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun Papa. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ ṣẹ́ o kẹ́kọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun Papa. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ dòdòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun Papa. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé.
Gun's diary tonight. Tonight is not really a laughing matter, but as we say it in Yoruba, ọ̀rọ̀ burúkú pẹ̀lẹ́rìn. So which means that the situation, a terrible situation that has gone so bad that crying alone will actually not make any difference. They said we should stop talking. They said because we were talking, that is why maybe Buhari is losing his mind. So Nigeria has reached the boiling point. I know there is nothing that really shock an average Nigerian anymore, but nevertheless, that won't stop us from at least saying it the way it is, eating the subconscious mind of an average Nigerian that they have managed to brainwash with so many things. And in the division of Nigerians among themselves, that is how these criminals reign. That is why they are powerful. Now, I have this today for all the Buharidins and the Buhari Didins, the Buhari Dinotus and the Buhari Dijetus, the Buhari Shukus, the Unekaharis, the Ungoziaris, the obedient fools, the humbled slaves, the sophisticated morons, they are abroad-based aunties and uncles, the Mumu Madus, the Bele lecturers, and the Mumu lecturers, the Mumu Notuaris. I have this broadcast for you tonight because I want to be your conscience again. I want to ask you direct question that you should put yourself in this position. Some of you said you actually like what Maiyegun is doing, but the problem is you don't like how he says it. You agree with me on virtually almost everything, even if you are a Buharidin or a Buhari Didin. But where we seems to be disagreeing is where, how I say what I say. But how I say what I say then be the reason why what I say becomes, or probably you are numb to what I say? Buhari is the leader of the Nigeria terrorist regime. And there is no other way to describe a tyrannical system of government that has turned to, that has turned to an absentee president. Now you don't have president. You now have presidency. Even the people who were so affected, whose situation was one of the reasons why Buhari became your president today. The northern, especially the northeasterners. Now it's not just about the northeast anymore. They voted en masse. They rigged. They collected everything they needed to collect. They fought those they needed to fight to make sure that Buhari became their president. And eventually he did. He became the president at the end. But you, as an average northerner, what you would have expected after that was at least peace and tranquility. Peace that has eluded you for years. Now, they put their trust in him, not because they knew that he was capable. He wasn't. Now, you don't have the president anymore. You now have presidency. What is presidency? I have been screaming and shouting, I am from Ogun State. I am from Yoruba land. I am not a Fulani man. And I have been screaming and shouting, reacting, and also asking my own friends to also speak up about the killings in the northern part of Nigeria. But today, when you see one Muniru or one Ashiru, one Mugu that is hiding one under shell, or let me say hiding under a shell somewhere in Nasarawa, or running away from those who are shooting at him in Yobe right now, or probably he's even run away completely from his state in Borno, or even in Katsina, where Buhari came from. Even Buhari ran away from Katsina. It doesn't go there anymore. The Katsina people they don't even know if he's alive or not. They have to wait every day on Facebook to see his pictures, so as to be sure if they have updated the new one, or if they have shared another one to say he's still alive. He's not protecting them. He's not providing for them. Coronavirus happened. Not that they say, oh, in Katsina State, they are giving them special treatment for corona treatment and all of that. No, they are dying. Nobody cares about them. They are not even hearing from him. So what do you make of that? How do you describe that? That is just a definition of a useless country. I know sometimes it gets you mad. You don't like us saying it. You don't like us saying it that Nigeria is a useless country. A country where you have over 6 million refugees. Nigeria is not at war. That is what your leaders have been telling you. You are not fighting war. There is no war. But in Nigeria, right now, you have over 6 million people who have been displaced. Many of them have scattered all over the country. They became homeless. Many children who have lost their parents. Yes, Nigeria is not at war, but you have refugees. You have IDP camps. And they are so heartless. Again, as heartless as they are still robbing the people in IDP camp. How can you be so heartless to rob people who are victims of terrorism if you indeed care about them? Let us bring it home. They have been killing the people in Katsina for the past 5 years. In the first 4 years, they didn't have the ball to speak up because they have the presidency. They don't have the president. Even Katsina people know that they don't have president. They only have presidency. Someone need to tell them that Buhari don't drink this money. He don't use it in medicine. So that they can say, okay, they still have president there. And any favor that is attached to that, they ensure that continues. Why their people die and die. Last in 2017 or thereabout, when this issue of bandits, when they were hiding it then, the bandits invaded so many villages in Katsina State where Buhari came from, the retired soldier. They killed and killed and killed. They kidnapped those they could kidnap, and they even kidnapped the village head of Buhari, the man that is the village head of Buhari in Daura. That same man happened to be an in-law to Buhari. They kidnapped him in the process, 2017, 2018. Many people were killed in Katsina State. So many people from that same state are now living in Cameroon. They are in Cameroon right now. IDP camp in Cameroon, Nigerians from Katsina State, Buhari State. Now, how long do you want to say everything we tell you that you know, but you are brushing aside because you are not affected? How long do you want to keep denying them and continue to play the card of it's because you don't like Buhari, it's because you hate him? These are not about hate. It's about incompetence that is costing life. People are dying, but you don't care because you are not dead yet. You have not been killed yet. But don't worry. The type of Nigeria Buhari built, is going to kill you sooner than later. Don't worry. It is not a cause. It's going to happen. And I will break them down today. Also, I will open the line. It's been a long time that many of you have called in on this program. So I'll open the line and you can make your own contribution. Now, that's people of Katsina. In 2019, the same people, they wrote the result of the election. They delivered 1.2 million votes for APC to bring Buhari back. Same thing is happening in Borno. Do you know that more than 50% of those of the representatives, either senators or House of Representatives member that come from the northern part of Nigeria, especially the northeast of Nigeria, many of them, they don't go to their villages anymore. When they go back to their state, do you know where they go to? They go to the state capital. Whenever election is coming, they coordinate their election from state capital. These are the people who are all screaming, fighting for money at the National Assembly, fighting for one Nigeria, one Nigeria. Buhari is nowhere. Nobody sees him. He doesn't talk to them. He doesn't even it's obvious that his absence, even when he was pretending to be around, they were not protected. Now that he's completely gone, nobody knows where he is, right? They are now saying presidency says President Buhari will deal with. President Buhari said he will deal with the bandits. President Buhari said the bandits should submit their arms or Nigerian army will deal with them. President Buhari said this and that. And when at the end of the quote, you will read presidency. Who is the presidency? The Katsina people, you northerner, you are listening to me right now. Did you elect a presidency in 2015 and 2019? Or you elected a president, Buhari? So they made you look so stupid in the face of many of us. No matter how much you try to blackmail us with political correctness, we'll say it the way it is. It doesn't matter how you feel. You didn't elect presidency. Now they are coming with this, the Abobakus, the educated morons, the obedient fools, the humbled slaves, most of them from the southern part of Nigeria, most of them from Lagos. There's a Yoruba name for them, the Abobakus. They are already coming to come and tell us what is the definition of presidency. But you want to see your president. You want to read the quote of your president. You want your president to come out and talk to you. And look at this idiot. They are the same people who are experts on why Donald Trump is not talking like this, why Donald Trump is this and that. They don't have president. And they are very much so quiet. They know if they speak, if they talk about it, they will either get arrested or get killed. But they are experts on American politics. Many of them are not living in America. They live in Nigeria or somewhere else. But when they talk about Nigeria, they will tell you the reason why you are asking Buhari to come out and talk to you as the person you elected, the person that asked you for the job. When you ask them to ask for Buhari, right, they will say it's because you hate Buhari. Why do you need Buhari? The other people are doing the job. They are doing the job, but people are dying. Do you want Buhari to be the one to carry gun? Really? But many of you are experts already. You are already telling us that over 100,000 people that died of coronavirus in America, they died because of Donald Trump. And you want us to take that in as a hook, line, and sinker. And we shouldn't question that. But when we say those who are dying in Nigeria are because of the incompetence of Buhari and incompetence of the criminal government and terrorist government you have in Nigeria, you will say it's because we hate Buhari. It's because we don't love Nigeria. Is that not conflicting? Is that not conflicting? I had to use that example because many of you have been sending me private messages. You want me to come on Facebook to come and massage your ego about your hatred or your love for Donald Trump. No, for those who know me very well, I will use every narrative that suits what analysis I'm trying to present to you. Whatever you make of it is your own pot of beans. Now, what am I trying to say? You have a country that is so evident that you have criminals in charge. Now, why people are being killed in Nigeria? Why people are being killed because of their religion in Kaduna? Why people are being persecuted because of their tribal association in Nigeria? Under this government, it has escalated. There are evidences. There are facts abound that shows that things have escalated, human rights abuses have escalated, and those in charge, instead of them to curb it, they are working every day to make from it. Let me give you another example. Today, the people of Katsina, they started protesting because of the killings was too much. They have killed and killed and killed. When the rest of the world are currently praying and open, working together to see to an end to COVID-19 that has claimed so much lives in the past 6 months alone. Why the rest of the world seems to be so worried about coronavirus? In Nigeria, Nigerians are not worried about coronavirus. They are worried about two things: hunger and security. Some part of the country, they are actually worried about both: no security and hunger. So they are being killed more by the homegrown terrorism, while the people saddled with the responsibility of protecting them are becoming multi-billionaires overnight. Now, the president elected that promised to protect them is nowhere to be seen or nowhere to be found. He is rather now turned to a regular still image and video, video messaging president. He's not even sending any direct message to them. He's never associating himself with whatever is going on. He's completely gone, and gone like dead. So we now have a group of people that are called the presidency. They are those who have been working. They are easily described as court jesters, the people who feed fat from praising the incompetent and deadly tyrannical regime ever seen ever in the history of mankind since the fake Nigeria was foisted on everyone. They are called court jesters. They are paid to do that. So this group of people are now called the presidency. Because there is no president, the governors in the northern part of Nigeria, the governors in the southern part of Nigeria, many of them have become, they have become independent on their own, even though we know that Nigeria is practicing fake and pseudo federalism. And because there is no leadership in the country, and the whole country is now like more or less like potpourri issue atayo in Yoruba. I don't know the English of that. So everybody is a lord unto himself, to the point that even state governors, because they are so powerless, they don't control the army, they don't control the police, they only get privileged to get protected by the police, to get protected by the army. Then they can then use them to brutalize the citizens, but they don't control them. So, but because they don't have any leader, and their people are being killed, they are being kidnapped in thousands. No joke, guys. Thousands of people are being killed every day in Nigeria. Many of them are being kidnapped every day in Nigeria. There is no data, there is no record to track them. Thousands of people killed needlessly. Police are killing, soldiers are killing, politicians are hiring thugs to unleash mayhem on people and get people killed, right? Hospitals without medical facilities or drugs and the rest of that, they are also killing people in droves. The saddest part is that, unfortunately, by the way, sorry, let me pick this up. Because the governors are so powerless in protecting their people, they resorted into negotiating with terrorists. Can you beat that? Yam pepper scatter scatter. God bless you. People get English for everything. But issue ata yon yon. Yam pepper scatter scatter. God will bless your brain, my brother. Governors who swore and campaigned to protect their people, they became negotiators with terrorists. I swear to God, in the last 3-4 years, the reason why they believe that they are in control of the insecurity in Nigeria is that they thought if you have any problem, if you carry gun now, if you try and kill the soldiers and kill police, and you kill many of them, you kill more Nigerians, they will come behind the doors and say, "Calm down now. Esprit the call. You cannot be just be operating like that. We control how many people that are killed every day. So you cannot just change the figure like that. Name your price." That's what they do. They pay terrorists in Nigeria. When you threaten them, they pay you. But if you refuse to accept the pay, if you refuse to accept the pay in a way, my brothers and sisters, then they will come for you. Most of the time, if you are a terrorist, you will likely accept their pay. So that is how they have been managing to control it, pretending that they have tried to reduce Boko Haram. How can you, in all honesty, claim to have reduced the deadly terrorism in the north, and we are burying more soldiers? More Nigerian soldiers have been killed under Buhari than the soldiers that were killed during the civil war. Can you believe that? They will say it's a fake news, but let them name all the soldiers killed since the beginning of Boko Haram in Nigeria. You will be shocked that the soldiers they have killed, the police they have killed, and so many other paramilitary that are working to fight terrorism in the north. Let them release the names. Let them tell their families the truth. There are so many families right now in Nigeria that believe that their families are still fighting Boko Haram. Meanwhile, they have been killed. Now, under them, more people have been killed. So the governors are powerless. They are now negotiating with terrorists. Police station now closes at 7 p.m. for security reason. Can you beat that? Police station closing at 7 p.m. I am not joking. This is not a joke. If you don't believe it, let me give you an instance that can refresh your memory. Do you remember when they said they shut the gate in Borno, and somehow people get trapped, people got stranded at a gate in Borno, a gate that is not far from a military base, Borno, Maiduguri? You remember that day that Boko Haram came and they killed over 200 people, burned down all the cars, destroyed everything there, because the military that were supposed to mount roadblock on that road, they shot at 5 o'clock. So, which means after 5 o'clock, you are on your own if you are on your way to Borno. So, the security became worse. Police station, they close for 7 p.m. for security reason. You are on your own. So, governors began negotiating with terrorists. Governors began laying red carpets. Terrorists now became VIPs. I am not kidding you. This happened in Zamfara. They had to bring the leader of the bandits. I didn't know the bandits. Actually, they have their own rank and file protocol. When the governor, imagine, they invited bandits that has kidnapped over 5,000 people in Zamfara alone. 5,000 people. They have kidnapped over 5,000 people in Zamfara alone. And they invited him into the government house. The government house. The governor was sitting down. The military area commander, police area commander, the military, wherever, they have this useless rank they give to themselves. They are useless. It's obvious. They sat there, and the leader of the bandits sat there in his own royal highness in government house. We don't know what he's fighting for. Nobody know why he's kidnapping people. Nobody know why they have been killing people. They are just bandits. They said Nigeria hurt them. We don't understand why Nigeria hurt them. But they are killing people anyway. Since Nigeria no fit divide or no fit fight them, what happened? The governors began negotiating with them. Bandits sitting inside governor's house. Imagine me today. A Buhari din or Buhari didn't. A Buhari dinotu, Buhari dijatu, or a Buhari shuku. An Ngoziari, Unnekari, obedient fool and humbled slave, who is pained that Maiyegun always come and talk. We prefer Maiyegun for saying this to be arrested. Me, I am dangerous to them than a bandit. A bandit that kidnapped 5,000 people, that killed thousands more. That one is not dangerous to Nigeria. But an average obedient fool, humbled slave, or a sophisticated moron will tell me that Maiyegun is dangerous to Nigeria. Does that make any sense? It doesn't to me, but I don't know, I am not a Buhari din or a Buhari didn't. And I'm not an humbled slave or an obedient fool or a sophisticated moron. So it doesn't make any sense. So to an average Buhari din, I am a danger to Nigeria. But a bandit is not really a danger. At least there is always what we call ceasefire. Even though we don't know what he's fighting for, why he's killing people, why he's kidnapping people. But you know what? At least he said he want to do ceasefire. You, Maiyegun, stop talking. Do you now see the difference? Why, when you see a madman, and someone who is normal, when you put them in the same room, there is no way they can reason together. And internet destroyed everything. A madman can buy a phone and get internet, sign up for Facebook, and he will still take a picture with his suit, and he will still put it there. There is a CEO of a one international company in Canada. He lives in Ojuelegba. And then, he is married to Ebenezer from Ghana. You know those profiles. A madman can do it. So how can you then put someone who cannot reason logically to say, come on, this no make sense, Sha? Not true. It no make sense. So how come I can't think like a foolish person, Sha? I can't defend Buhari like I be stupid person. Oh, this no true. It no make sense. So Maiyegun is dangerous, but a bandit is not dangerous. People who are killing people are not dangerous because your leaders say they are not dangerous. IPOP are dangerous because they are carrying flag and they are carrying placard and they are everywhere saying, let us go, Biafra, Biafra. These ones are dangerous. But the person that is saying your land or your life, choose one, that one is not dangerous. So, but if we reason and well, if I say I don't mad, like if I think like this, if I say I don't mad, small. If people who are called leaders say bandits no dangerous like that, especially any bandit will come out to say, okay, fine, let's do peace deal. So, and the leaders are the people who agree with them are my leaders. Okay, I like them because I believe my leaders are sensible. But my leaders are telling me that the people who carry gun and kill children, kill women, they are not that dangerous because they are negotiating. But people who are carrying a flag and shouting Biafra, 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 Nigeria zoo, Nigeria zoo, they are more dangerous. So they are actually terrorists. So if I believe like that, no be say I don't mad be that. If you can reason with me like that, my brother, you are mad, but your healing is on its way. You will get healed. We have been doing it in this ministry for a while. Truth will heal you. You will begin to question what you were told. You begin to compare one or two things. Then you begin to ask yourself, like, oh boy, if I say I don't mad long time, oh. So now true saying madness, no, they too show, except to get anybody to diagnose you. This is a free diagnosis for you. Mental diagnosis. This is the reason why Buhari can go and disappear and you don't worry about it, because your mental state says it doesn't matter now. Is it Buhari that will carry gun? Is it Buhari that... Look at that. A bandit sat down inside government house. The bandits negotiated. The security men paid and trained to protect you from bandits. They sat down there. They were listening to a bandit bragging, telling them, if not because it just felt like he should come and see outside what they beat. Nobody say into want settlement like that. And as a day, yes, so nobody feel hold am. Make everybody wait there realize that you cannot hold me. Sincerely speaking, my dear brothers and sisters, nobody held him. The guy walked out. Police escorted him back into the bush. Katsina State, where Buhari came from, retired general. Too tired general. Don't call him a retired general. He never earned that general rank. They gave him that general because of a corrupt system and a corrupt fake country that they succeeded in hijacking and enforcing on you since 1966. Go and see the names of those who planned 1966 coup. You will meet that Jaguda there. It was so young. It was so desperate. And eventually, it succeeded in what? In destroying the Nigeria that your fathers, your forefathers, your forebearers signed up for. The Nigeria that your forebearers signed up for wasn't a Nigeria of one Nigeria. No. You had your own structures from the eastern part of Nigeria, right? Which is today's Biafra. We have our own culture and law and order in the western region of Nigeria of the whole. That was the Nigeria we signed up for. We didn't sign up for one Nigeria. Buhari, the same terrorist that is there today, he was so young. He was a criminal. He has always been a legal terrorist that Nigeria raised, fed, and is one of those that will destroy that fake country at the end of the day. He's one of those coup plotters, the retaliatory criminals who planned the retaliatory coup of 1966. So what happened? Buhari is here now. Are you with me? In this issue of being a general or not general, he didn't earn it. He never earned it. It was an honorary. Go and check his name. Go and check his record. There is no professional examination he passed as a military man, as a soldier. Check others too, who never was just about carrying gun and killing people. It was just about carrying gun and killing people under the disguise of being a patriotic one. But we know better, by the way. So that may make you get mad. The reason why I'm doing this is to get you mad. And if you are getting mad right now, that means it's working. Let's continue. It's not a general. It's a too tired general. A too tired general. So the too tired general, Buhari, his state is Katsina State. Do you know that they had to go and negotiate? The governor, Bello Masari, the one that is doing empowerment with goats. You remember him? He was the former speaker of the Federal House of Representatives in Nigeria. You will think it was actually a bright mind. It was one of those packaged, half-baked morons from the north. One of the morons representing the north. So he was there as Federal House of Rep member. Now he's the governor. He can't protect his people. So he can't even fight poverty there too. A former speaker of the Federal House of Representatives, he was sharing goats as empowerment for their people, so that they can become probably be able to send their children to school. Bello Masari, motherfucker. Bello Masari had to trek into the bush, with governor's convoy, with the soldiers, everybody, with all the satellite coverage, and they took cameras too. My brothers and sisters, you would think they were going into inter-border or trans-border journey. They were not going into trans-border journey. They were going into the bush of Katsina. They were looking for bandits. They were looking for people who are kidnapping people in Katsina, because too tired General Buhari is gone, half dead, missing. They can't talk to him. Nothing assuring. He doesn't even know if he's still the president. He doesn't even know if he's still a Nigerian. He doesn't even have a clue. And Masari know that. Masari had to carry the security, everything. This is how these idiots have been ridiculing the seat of power. This is how idiots. You are being led by idiots. Idiots are leading you, and you are bragging, thumping your chest. What have you done? What has your father done for Nigeria? Is that not what they made you believe? What has your father done for Nigeria? We were not going to ask after your father, because if your father was very sure that you are going to turn out a disappointment, I'm very sure probably they would have done something before they finally agreed that they should keep your pregnancy. Because if I'm a father, in the current situation in Nigeria, if nobody say your mental problem has a degree, that this situation we are in right now is yet to reformat your brain, there is no way you can feel comfortable and defend the killings that is going on. No way. Only when you are already suffering from that Buharitis. There's a virus called Buharitis. That Buharitis, once you catch it, you dump your brain. You don't need to dump it. It will disappear. All you need to do is more or less like just confess APC, Buhari, your Lord and your Savior. The rest will be done on you. Don't worry. The magic will work out. So there's no way you can justify this. It couldn't protect them. So Masari had to take security into the bush. They were looking for bandits. They found them. They couldn't arrest them. You know what they did? They just do esprit de corps, koro greeting, ranka dede, sono de aiki, sono de kuku, sono de killing, sono de yamutu. Well done, ya aiki, ya de. Mandala. Esprit de corps means how you did, will be the same thing. We kill these people anyway. No, it's just that the way you are doing it is going too fast. You make us lose our own pot of soup. So let's talk. A governor of a state in the bush looking for bandits, and when they found them, they began taking pictures with them. I saw policemen, Nigerian policemen, Nigerian military, army, everything. They were holding their gun, and they are taking selfie with bandits in the bush. And guess the funniest thing, so that they can tell their people in town that, don't worry, we have sorted it. They will not kidnap you again. Everything done sort. See photo. I am your governor. I saw the leader of bandits. Very nice guy. We misunderstood him. I didn't know that we misunderstood him. See, for you to know that he's a very nice guy, I saw him face to face. See pictures. The governor shared the pictures. And the Buhari dins, the Buhari didn't. The Buhari denotus, the Buhari digatus. The Buhari shukus, the unekaris, the ungoziaris. The Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, and the Mumu madus. The obedient fools, the humble slaves, and the sophisticated morons. The social media artsmen and the Facebook bandits. They went into jubilation. They said there is always a two-way to settle things. The governor is trying to settle things in the home of a too-tired non-general Buhari. It's a mental problem. You don't like the way I say it. I understand. I respect your choice. Listen. It takes a courage. It takes a courage to be a madman. It takes a courage and remain that madman, especially if you have the opportunity of taking off that kind of thoughtlessness. So, bros, I respect you. Don't take offense. I'm just trying to explain to let you see the picture of the kind of psychological abracadabra they are playing on you. No be voodoo. Na choice. It take courage, Baba, for you to be so strong to defend APC, to defend Buhari against all of this, what is going on in your own country. Bros, it takes courage. I no envy you. Keep it up. But my job is to see how many people we can get cured. Because they say voice now power. They say your voice now your power. Some of you, this voice, they sound somehow to you. I understand. It takes a lot of work. We will try. We'll do our best. Okay? So it may not be coming out very well to you. I understand. It takes a while. How can you change a man, a 35-year-old man that still sees himself as a boy because he's looking forward to become the youngest landlord when his father dies, so he can inherit his father's house, and he can then show people, the tenants, how powerful it is to manage a real estate. He will become a real estate merchant. You know what I mean? A 35-year-old man living in his own father's house because Nigeria's situation has conscripted him into that situation, and is now waiting for his father to die or his mother to die so that he can become, when it can print a business card and say, Maiyegun real estate mogul. They say, Baba, where your estate day? He say, number 18, Mafoluku Street, Oshodi. I have 16 rooms there. 16 rooms. I'm a landlord. I'm a real estate mogul. A 35-year-old man, hopeless. So I don't expect my message to come out right to you. I understand. So it takes courage for you to continue to hold on to that belief. But by the power vested in me, by the desirable, honest, dedicated, and then well-informed, the Maiyegun's diary, disciples, you will get your own healing on this platform. It's a matter of time. Just pray that your madness will not force you out of here prematurely. So get mad, get angry. The purpose is to get you mad, to get you angry. Then from that moment, by the time you relax, maybe half of what they stole from you, your brain, we can get that back. But I'm not tired. Okay? I am not tired. We will continue to ensure that you receive your healing until more people receive it. More of you will receive. Thank you very much for that. Let us continue, because it is so important to break them down for you, that an absentee president that now turned to presidency is the latest fraud that they are going to sell to you for the next 3 years. But guess what? They are not likely going to survive it for 3 years. There is not likely going to be an election in 2023. You know why? Many of you who are still holding on to that lie, I don't know how long you are going to hold on to it, but I don't think it will be for too long. And no matter how long it is, I don't think the number will make up or add up before that 2023. Okay? So it will happen. Let us continue. Jocelyn is on the Jocelyn is actually right now walking in front of the altar. I can see her there. If she's still very much there, let Jocelyn collect what do you call it? Thanksgiving offering. No, rather offerings. Let's call it offerings. So Jocelyn, you are in charge of offerings right now, midway. He cannot protect them. Those who swore to protect you are now negotiating with terrorists. On the other hand, even when they pretended to be helping. Now, let us talk about when they pretended to be helping the people affected by terrorism. I know they deny that there is no war in Nigeria, but so far so good, right? If I am a reporter, a real reporter, right, I will be reporting the death, the killings going on in Nigeria, and I don't know how that will not meet the standard of a sort of a war zone for such number of people to be killed every day in a country that has a president, that has a government, that has a military, that is well protected or well armed. It will be reported as if there's a war going on, because there is one. There is one. So you don't have leaders, and the rest of the whole country, you are on your own. On coronavirus, when coronavirus cases was at 115, Nigeria presidency, they put down a lockdown on Nigeria. They said they are locking down everywhere to stop the spread. They were lying. You know that. They didn't do anything. They started cooking up figures. Now, today, we have over 10,000 people already affected, tested positive for coronavirus. We have more than 200 people dead from their own figures. So even though they are still disputing that among themselves, they said they are rigging corona figures. How can you still be rigging coronavirus figures, for goodness sake? People are dying. Report it. Let the rest of the people take care. Protect those who are affected. And protect those who are not affected. Provide. No, they didn't do that. They are even rigging. My brothers and sisters, they are actually contesting coronavirus figures. State will say, no corona for my state. It's a scam. But when you listen to an average Buhari didn't, he believed that coronavirus is a scam too. Did you know that? He only wants to talk about coronavirus, and whenever he wants to say something nice about their government, right? Then that's when he wants to talk about coronavirus. But ordinarily, as an average obedient fool, humble slave, he is also like the rest of Nigerians who don't really believe in it, because it doesn't make any sense. When you have 115 cases, you lock down your country. You lock down the whole country. Well, some part of the country, maybe not the whole country. When you now have over 10,000, if not almost 12,000 now, 12,000 cases, you are now unlocking the country and everybody can continue. You have over 12,000 cases. You have over 200 deaths, but they don't make it any issue because Nigerian media have succeeded. Nigerian regime has succeeded in destroying their media further. And their media are actually playing along. So they have unlocked the country because they don't give a damn. All the money they said they donated to them, they are still even looking forward to borrow money from African Development Bank right now. They want to borrow money from African Development Bank. Abacha loot that they return to them. They said that one is going to go into project. Nobody gets any idea which project. When they finally release the name of the project, we realize that they are the same project that they have told us that they are already in counterpart funding with China. Chinese company are already constructing them using their own money, while Nigeria is providing part of the money. Guess what? Since 2015, they have been in that partnership on so many of these projects. Many of them have not been completed. But every year, they budget for the same project. Every year. So Abacha loot, they returned. They are going to reloot that. Now they are borrowing money to fight coronavirus. For who? They have your CBN claimed that they spent over $4 billion, $4 billion trying to regularize Naira in this coronavirus time. But guess what? They are now selling dollars for over 400 Naira. They are now selling pounds for over 500 Naira. So what is your CBN regulating? They are stealing. That's what they are doing. So even in the face of pandemic, they said they have shared money to over 12 million households. They have given over they have given 20,000 Naira to the poorest Nigerians in over 12 million households. But guess what? They have spent over 500 billion Naira for that. But the poverty is still everywhere. Then you ask yourself, how can you still be stealing in the face of pandemic that can kill anybody? Even Abba Kyari died. These guys didn't feel anything. They were still so much being interested in how to milk it. Look at that Pastor Ruga, Ikene Aristotle or Ikene Shatabandu, fake Pastor Yemi Oshubade. That one on its own, when Buhari was away, taking his life-saving injection in London, Oshibajo was made the acting president in Nigeria. Do you know what that one did to the IDP camp, people who are living in IDP camp, right? Two things happened. One, there was a man called Babashir Lawal. That was the first appointment Buhari made when he became the tyrant that is turned out to be today. His name is Babashir Lawal. He was appointed the secretary to the government of the Federation of Nigeria by Buhari. Now, Buhari now created a commission. That commission is called Northeast Rehabilitation blah 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 nonsense commission, and they gave them money. Their duty was to ensure that the people who are victims of Boko Haram since 2010 to 2015, they were returned back to their villages. Their destroyed properties are rehabilitated for them, and they ensure that those people, right, are also allowed to go back to their land, to their farms, and they must be protected without any attack on them. Nobody knew then that those people who are running away from Boko Haram, who were then living in IDP camp, in horrible, despicable situation that conditions that you can never think of. All the abuses you are seeing today, rape, sodomy, and the rest of that, they are, name it. The people living in IDP camp, they have seen the hell. But guess what? Their hell was actually a warm-up to the hell they will feel under Buhari. I am not a northerner. And if you don't have any impulse in you, if you don't have any feeling in you to actually imagine this along with me, then I understand. I hope you get healed. I hope you have you found a closure. There's something telling you that this is so wrong. This is true. But something is also telling you that it doesn't matter. But you will find closure. I believe you will find it sometime soon. Maybe on this program or maybe on another platform. You will find closure that these things are not happening to you doesn't mean that they don't matter. Now, people living in IDP camp because they were forced out of their homes, they were running away from Boko Haram back then before 2015. Buhari became president, promised to return them back to their homes, promised to return them back to their farms. The people believed them. They were used, right? They rigged the election for him. They made him their president. Then he created a commission that was saddled to do that job. And he put that commission under the first appointment he made, the first person he trusted when he wanted to first announce his presidency appointment. Babashir Lawal. He said he appointed, including this retired justice, what is his name again? This loudmouth, good for nothing old man is a former, is a former lawyer. Is now more or less like a vuvuzela, an aslika, an old man. I can't remember. It's Sage. That's his name. It's Sage. So Sage is part of that committee that they said, oh, let us, look into fighting corruption, curbing corruption. They're looking into, rebuilding Southeast. Now, what happened? That commission turned out to be another conduit pipe for the newly criminals who took over Nigeria in 2015. Babashir Lawal turned that committee into his own piggy bank. He began taking money from that by awarding ridiculous contracts, that non-existent contracts to himself, to the companies that he owns, and they used during the 2015 election for Buhari. At the end of the day, one of those stealing caught the attention of the public. 242 million naira was awarded to be used for cutting grass around IDP camp. Can you believe that? They were supposed to be protecting and returning them back home, give them their lives back. That was what Buhari promised them. That was not what they got. What happened? They stole from them. People began living in worse and the most terrible, despicable condition you can ever imagine. It became so worse, right, that even when Buhari said he met nothing in Nigeria when he became president, he was still able to give order that over 210 trucks of grains should be moved from the national silos across the country. These were put together by the government that left for Buhari to come in. The Buhari didn't plant those grains. He met them in the silos. Buhari gave order. Some of you may not remember this story. Some of you, because of Stockholm syndrome, because it's now old story, it doesn't matter to you. Because what I'm going exactly is, all those actions came back with deadly consequences that cost people lives. What happened? Buhari said they should go and give 210 trucks and distribute them to all the IDP camps, the people in IDP camp. What happened? In transit, 150 trucks gone missing. In transit, as they are leaving the silos and they are moving to different states, 150 trucks disappeared. To today, nobody has been arrested for it. There was a time they said it was sold to a warehouse in Kano, and they were rebagging those grains, rice, beans, soya beans, millet, and the rest of that. They were rebagging it. APC members, they were rebagging those grains in Kano, and they were reselling them in Kano market. But they dead the story. They dead the story. Nobody was arrested for it. As if that was not all. Babashir Lawal, when it became public that he's stolen over 4 billion naira from the IDP camp money within 1 year, he's already stolen over 4 billion. What the hell is wrong with these people? What do they want to do with money? People were dying. Their own people. People who speak the same language with them. They didn't care. They were dying. Babashir Lawal and his friends were making billions at the expense of those IDP camp people. When it became public and it was being investigated, do you know what Babashir Lawal did? He collaborated with the Nigeria Air Force. Nigeria Air Force. And you know what they did? They went on to bomb one of the IDP camp in Ran in Borno. Ran, the place is called Ran. They bombed the place. It is an IDP camp. They bombed the place 3 times, not once, not twice, 3 times to bury evidence. For whatever reason, I don't know. When they asked the Nigerian Air Force why they bombed the IDP camp, do you know their answer? They said they received a false signal. A false signal that said Boko Haram members were grouping in that particular part. So they needed to go there and bomb them. How does that make any sense? IDP camp is like a green zone. It's a zone created by government, protected by government. When they take people away from war zone, that's like you are taking people away from war zone. You are putting them in a safe zone. Government know the place. Government built the place. How can the same government say Boko Haram are gathering there, and therefore the next thing is to go and bomb the IDP camp? Should the first thing that should happen, should occur to them not be, oh, are the IDP people not going to be in danger if Boko Haram members are grouping in Ran? They didn't do that. They loaded the planes and they flew over there and they drop bombed. Do you know how many people died in that bombing? 3 times they bombed the place. Over 400 people died on undisclosed numbers of people got injured. The people who got affected, many of them will see this video and they will tell you about it. It happened. Eventually, the National Assembly began probing Babashir Lawal. The National Assembly said Babashir Lawal is guilty and he must be sacked and probed and possibly prosecuted. The National Assembly that did that was Saraki's National Assembly. But there's something Saraki and his gang did that will make you understand that nobody gives a damn about you. Because they had the opportunity of telling Nigerians the truth about what happened to Buhari. They had the opportunity to reshape to save the lives of people who are going to be killed, who have been killed after Buhari came back from that London. They didn't do it. Because if they have done that, that would have probably consumed them too. But do you know what happened? They protected Buhari. They refused to tell the truth to Nigerians. They lied and covered Buhari so that Buhari could continue. But when Buhari returned, Buhari's return consumed them. That's what happened. The National Assembly probed Babashir Lawal and they said Buhari must sack him. Do you know what happened? The presidency. We didn't know about presidency then. Now we know that it was actually the presidency ruling Nigeria, not Buhari. The presidency wrote a letter, a defensive letter to the National Assembly and said they have already investigated Babashir Lawal. Buhari signed that letter And he said he investigated all the allegations against Babashir Lawal, and he realized that they were all fabricated by his political enemies. Babashir Lawal is doing everything to rebuild the northeast of Nigeria. Babashir Lawal is from Adamawa State. He's a core northerner too. But does Babashir Lawal love the north? Like Buhari? No, he doesn't. None of your leaders love the north. None of them care about you. But they made it look like your enemy is from the other part, while you are also massaging the ego of your real enemy. Your people are dying, right? You are not much concerned because you're kind of slightly pissed. Babashir Lawal, Buhari defended him with a letter, and that was meant to be it. Then Buhari became sick, like deadly sick. So they had to take Buhari to London, and Buhari had to hand over to Oshibajo. That is the story. That is where I'm coming to. When Oshibajo became acting president, Oshibajo acted on the investigation report of the National Assembly, and he sacked Babashir Lawal. When Babashir Lawal was leaving the Aso Rock Villa, the press approached him. They said, Mr. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, we just realized, we just received the news that you have been sacked. And Babashir Lawal said, who sacked him? Who sacked me? They said, the news just came out now that from the presidency. Babashir Lawal asked, who is the presidency? That was the last. That was the last we heard from Babashir Lawal that day. The next thing we heard or we saw was that Babashir Lawal became Buhari's second term. He became the coordinator for Buhari's second term, 2019, in Adamawa State. No investigation was done afterward. No arrest was made. The investigation of the killings in Iran was never investigated or concluded. But this is what Ikene Shatabandu also did. He never, as you will think, oh, Oshibajo did the right thing. At least he sacked Babashir Lawal for corruption. You are a mumu. You are a mumu. Nigeria politicians are like magicians. When they show you one thing here, if you get distracted, 1 million things else are going on their right hand that you are not paying attention to. And that is exactly what Ikene Aristotle did when he finally acted as president. He sacked a thief who stole from IDP camp. Then he himself supervised another stealing from IDP people. Mind you, for those 3 years that they put the committee and the rest of them in Babashir Lawal's office, and the person that took over from Babashir Lawal, they didn't build anything. They didn't relocate any IDP camp people they met in 2015. No, they didn't relocate them. They added more people to the IDP camp. We have more people now. Who, back then, they were Boko Haram, victims of Boko Haram terrorists. Now we have more. We have victims of Fulani herdsmen killings. We have the victims of bandit killings. We have the victims of another police killings. Who have, when you have heard stories of army invading a village and killing everybody, and everybody run away. They say because you slapped a soldier yesterday, or because you killed a soldier in a riot yesterday, now they will come to your village. Have you not heard of that? Those people get displaced though. They don't go back home. Many of them never really went back to their villages. So they are IDP, internally displaced persons in Nigeria. Okay, so instead of them to reduce numbers of IDP camp in the north, the number is now growing. Now beyond north, when you go to the south side now, when you go to Calabar, when you go to Akwa Ibom, when you go to Enugu, when you go to Lagos, even Lagos, IDP people are living in Lagos. People that the powerful politicians want to take over their land. They never provide anything for them or any alternative. They will bring soldiers. They will start shooting. All of them will run away. Then they will bring in their own experts, demolish everywhere, build their own fancy flats, fancy buildings, and they will say they are renovating Lagos. IDP people, they Lagos. Oh. There are IDP people in Oyo State. Oh. There are IDP people in Osun State. Oh. You know the worst IDP, internally displaced people. Now the people will no get job. Those people who are actually living from hand to mouth. And let me be honest with you. There are many of you, young people. You are not different from people we call internally displaced persons. You live from hand to mouth. To you, now God they feed you. Now God they feed bird. Now God they find anything where dog go shop. You be dog? You be bird? It's because they have psychologically programmed you to be like that. What did Osinbajo do? That brief time that Osinbajo became acting president, you know what he did? There is this rice donated to Nigeria IDP people living in IDP camp. China, your new slave masters, your incoming slave colonial masters. Make una they prepare. Okay? Like I do say, if no be say jealousy, you want to be like me too. Like say you could get alternative. I get alternative. Oh. When China come to recolonize you, and you begin to speak Chinese, may God give me enough money to buy plane tickets for the few family I have, and they can find their own destiny elsewhere. If that one pains you, Baba, hit your head on the rock. Because if not for jealousy, I know how it is for so many of you praying to get out. I want to get out of this place. Because you know nothing they happen. You are stuck. Except you stop indulging them. China donated rice. Give rice. Oh. Tons of rice. Oh. China even put the rice inside ship. China drove, China drove, or should we say they sail? I don't know, whatever it is, they just drive the ship from Yuan or Wuhan or Shanghai or Shenzhen. They drove them to Nigeria. The ship and the rice no get problem from China to Lagos until it got to Lagos. And the rice now for Nigeria to feed people with the IDP camp. And at that time scam happened. Now that time they do the scam. Osinbajo was acting president. You know what they did? National Emergency Management Agency. I don't know if that's what they are called. Just call them NEMA. That's what they like to be called. NEMA. NEMA. So NEMA was supposed to just go airport. Go seaport. Carry ship or carry trailer. Whatever you want to carry. Just offload the rice. And take them to everywhere you won't give the rice to people. That's where Nigeria factor set in. You know what happened? Ship enter demurrage. They no clear them. There's no agent to clear the ship. So the ship enter demurrage. Now he say the ship overstayed. Nobody cleared the ship. Nigeria government was waiting for agents to come and clear the ship. Since nobody came to clear the ship entered demurrage with the rice inside it. As if that is not enough, the same government, NEMA, they now raised the memo. They said, government need to pay for demurrage before they can clear the rice to feed people in IDP camp. So they now carry that memo, go give Osinbajo. Meanwhile, NEMA, the law that established NEMA, says a board must be in place. There is a board. You know they love to create board member, board for themselves, Abi. So a board was created by Buhari, but the board was never inaugurated, which means the board could not take decision. Meanwhile, NEMA cannot approve any budget that is beyond 10 million naira. Listen to this very carefully. NEMA cannot spend any money without approval. If the money is beyond 10 million naira, NEMA need to pass it through the board. The NEMA management, they need to pass it through the board. The board will discuss. The board will then pass it. NEMA will then take it to the presidency. The presidency will then approve. The NEMA will take it to the CBN. CBN will then pay NEMA. That's how they do it, agency and all of that nonsense, okay? So there is no board for NEMA. No board for NEMA. Rice don't enter demurrage. No agent to clear rice. Finally, they found an agent. That agent won't collect 5.7 billion naira to clear the rice for Nigeria government, so that Nigeria government can have access to the rice, and Nigeria government can go and share the rice. But you know, NEMA cannot approve 5 billion. So NEMA needed to use, NEMA needed to use a high office, someone who can override the board. So NEMA took that same memo to Ikene Shatabandu, fake pastor Oshunbade. You know what Oshunbade did? He approved it immediately. As if that is not even rape enough. As if that is not even a rape enough. When they finally got the money, within that 2 months or 3 months where Buhari disappeared, though, that's when the scam happened, though. As if to say that was not enough. They got the rice, so they can't lock the rice up until 2018, when a probe started. In order to cover their yansh, Oshibaju quickly said he inaugurated the committee, he inaugurated the board, and it was the board who passed that. Now, to this day, the board never come out to say, now maybe the chairman of that board, NEMA board, and true, we approve the money. The money don't fly, you. But the saddest part of it for me today, be say the rice expired. Nobody chopped from the rice from IDP camp. No single person benefited from that rice. While they are playing that game, the journey from China to Nigeria, the month the ship they there, and the opportunity for them to quickly make money at the end of the day, NEMA collected the rice. They now put the rice inside their storage. And that's where the rice, bajemo, that's where the whole thing destroyed. So they feed from your problem. They will create the problem. They will pretend to be offering solution. Then they feed from it. How then does that make it right for you? Buhari didn't. I'll take just 2 calls tonight. And that will be our usual WhatsApp call. And that will be, I'm going to call it out now for those who are going to type it. And for those who have the number, you can call it now. I'll take your call. Just 2 calls and we'll call it a night until tomorrow's sermon. There will be a sermon tomorrow. Okay. So +44 79 6063 1010. That is the number. I'm going to drop it in the comment. If you are lucky enough to pick it, please use it. I have a caller. Hello, dear.
Hello, Maiyegun. This is Chima from Las Vegas.
Oh, Chima, my brother. How are you?
Baba, they're fine. Man, thanks for the program today.
It's good to have you. Yeah.
So many things. You're on fire today. Your blood is hot today. But the unfortunate thing is you ended the conversation with a very bad note.
Oh yeah.
The rice issue. Yeah, the rice issue. After everything, the end product where this rice was destined to go to, the people did not get the rice. People dying in IDP camps.
That's the heartbreaking part of it. They never got it.
That is the painful. That is the painful part. I know Sibanjo's family is watching these things. Children, they're online. They're seeing probably different accounts. They're seeing all these things. What their father is doing. They see all these things. But there's nothing about karma. What goes around comes around. That is life. So look, we call it internally displaced people or persons. We try to advance it to garnish the name. It's called refugee camp.
Refugees, exactly. That's what I wanted to say. I wanted to say we are just trying to make it sound nice. They are refugees in their country, but their country is telling them that there is no war. Some people are trying to cause war, but they are living outside their land, far away, to a safe place that is not actually safe, by the way. Chima.
Yeah, it's not actually safe. a refugee camp that is supposed to be safe, protected, mounted security, 24-hour security by the government. They went. The state government went there to bomb them. He said the kind of calamity we find ourselves into. Do you know that there are many local government areas in Benue State today occupied by Fulanis? Do you know that?
That's right. They renamed the settlement, but their media are so scared to actually give the people the real news. But they are out there trying to look for those who are sharing fake news. So it's a fake news, but they are actually holed up in their different offices in Nigeria right now, unable to help the people, educate the people, so that at least they can stay safe. They can be security conscious than lying to them that no, the problem is not that much. Now some people won't cause problem, right?
When Buhari came into power, when APC came into power, they elected a very terrible demon, a perfect creation for this job, Lai Mohammed, to subdue the media. Their first job was to strangulate the media, to kill the media.
And I think they succeeded.
I wonder how they shop for this kind of demons. I don't know. They shop for a perfect demon that fits this job, which is Lai Mohammed. They kill the media. The media cannot say anything. Now, I just want to talk one thing about the Christianity issue, about the letter that went viral some couple of days ago, the statement by the federal government regarding Nanukano and IPOB. Is this what you've been preaching all this while regarding our daddy Jews? Now, do you know that they are part of the problem? If they are not the major cause of the problem, do you know that these guys are worse than the politicians, bro?
I'm not going to doubt you. Everyone is trying to be. They are vicious, right? They are protecting what they have managed to amass, because they know that in a just society they will never have that chance. They won't.
Never, ever. These guys are mini gods. After our politicians have finished messing up our psyche, our daddy deals, they call us in the name of trying to give us redemption, collect our tithes, collect our offerings. At the end, do you know that these guys have influence in America? These daddy deals. Do you want to tell me that someone like Oyedepo, someone like Redeem, Adeboye, he doesn't have access to the White House?
They do.
To men in the White House.
They do.
Or to political leaders in the White House, the men that matters in the White House. But they will never speak against the killing of Christians. How much did IPOB spend? $85,000. $85,000. Is it up to falling an aircraft from Nigeria to US?
It's a shame.
But these guys they will never utter a word. They keep quiet. Christians are dying. People died in Benue State. Thousands of people died in Benue State. People are dying in Southern Kaduna like animals, like rats. God, they will never utter a word. What they would do, what Adeboye would do, man, God, what
Chima,
Adeboye would do is to lead.
Let me hear from others too. Mo cut them short, eh? Let me hear from others, Chima. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. We can go on, and we will never know that the time is actually that gone. Hello there. Hello, you are on. You are true. Hello.
Nice to speak with you after 2015 pre-election.
Oh dear! Finally, who am I speaking with now?
My name is Emmanuel Dari, your friend's friend in Lagos. I'm in the US now. That is in Nigeria.
Oh yeah, Emmanuel.
You could remember the deal we talked about this man in 2015. That this man was evil. But our friend Dari said, it's going to change everything. We're telling him then. This guy is not going to change anything. It's not going to change anything. It's going to worsen the situation. Now the situation is worse. What is the way forward for Nigeria? Nothing. Because nobody can talk. If you talk, you're in problem. If you do anything, you're in problem. This is the worst we've ever seen. This is the worst we've ever seen. Everybody is complaining. But now, when Jonathan was there, it was like
it will never be worse.
And between the devil and the blue sea, it is better you choose the devil you know than the angel you don't know. Yeah. But right now, all of them are all complaining. No, Buhari ti power. Who paying? Nobody paying you. Now you go put in a hand for votes for him because you guys voted for him. That you are tired. Somebody was trying to restructure the country then. Now, yesterday I listened to your sermon about the Dasuki problem, the allegations. Everything is now coming out to be false. Don't worry, more revelations will still come out because Nigerians go get that their sense by force. So
it go happen.
They never see anything. They must see get that sense. That sense they go get them by fire by force.
Thanks, Baba. Let me hear from others too, Ima. It's a pleasure hearing from you. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you, sir. So I'll take care of this. I have another caller. Sorry about that.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir. Long time. Your name and where you're calling from?
So
I'm calling from Netherlands, and my name is Glad Osai.
Osai from Netherlands. Go on, sir.
Yeah. Oh, bro, I really appreciate your good work you're doing, bro. And I must tell you that we're celebrating you, bro.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you.
Yeah, we're celebrating you, not because you come online or you are always on social media, but we're celebrating you because you're standing on the truth.
Thank you.
Regardless of how the people who hate the truth, how they are seeing it, and I will thank you for keeping it up and hitting it so hard on them.
Thank you.
So may God continue to bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Honestly, you see, my brother, the reason why people are suffering in Nigeria, the main reason why they are suffering in Nigeria is because of the way the political class, the religious class, which are the politicians and the pastors, they are in uniform. They are cooperating more than the people they are leading, because the political class are leading their own flaws. Why the religious leader, the Jews, they are also leading their own flaws. And at the end, the people will suffer. Why the political class and the religious class they are always
they always protect themselves. Exactly.
Yes. Now you see, the Israel today. It wasn't only Africa that were enslaved. The Jews in Israel, they were also enslaved. They were already been enslaved before Africa was enslaved. But it got to a point whereby the people have to say no. After the massacre, after the 6 million Jews when they were killed in Europe, in the Western world, they told themselves that no, it's time that they have to go back to their place and build up their place. And they started all the religious Jews and the political class among them. They combined together and they sponsored their freedom. But we in our Africa, we believe that God will come down from heaven and do everything for us. That is the problem we are having, because the religious class see freedom fighter. They see you, even you, Maiyegun General, the religious body, our daddy, they see you as a dangerous person to Nigeria. They see you as somebody who is encouraging violence. They see you as somebody who is even worse than this Boko Haram leader.
Shekau.
Shekau. Because why? You are, they are seeing you that you are, in fact, that you are a threat to their business. Because they know that the only way they can keep their business moving is when they continue to console the mentally enslaved Nigerians. That is the only way they can keep their business going on. So, bro, cutting this thing short, it's time for our Nigerian people to wake up and see that giving us Bible, the Bible we are holding is not an instrument for our destruction, but it's an instrument for our victory. That we should, if possible, hold your Bible in one hand and hold your sword in the other hand. If you don't have the sword, sell your phone or sell your shoe and get yourself the sword. It is there in the Bible. But even in the Bible that I read, the Bible said, Jesus said, sell your shoe and get yourself the sword. But they are not reading all these things. So
thank you, Osai.
I believe that with the scenario of things happening today, many people are waking up.
It's happening already. Diaspora radio is coming, Baba. You see, people will be so amazed when Diaspora radio finally come. These are just tips. They're just tips. We'll get there. So thank you, Osai. Thank you.
Let other people contribute.
I appreciate. Thank you very much, my man. Thank you. Yeah, I have just 6 minutes to go, and I have callers. So I am sorry, I'm going to draw the curtains here. If you are calling right now that you're unable to get through, don't worry. We'll always have another time, okay? I will be very careful next time not to use all my time, your time and mine together and give more room. It's just that when you start, there's so much to talk about. And most of the time, I have to like cut myself and be like, stop. Let's just leave room for more later. So thank you for your time. For those who took their time to join me tonight, I'll see you again tomorrow, because tomorrow is our early morning sermon, And then I think it's going to be BAM as well. There's a lot. If Buhari can protect you, why are you protecting him? Why are you defending him? Oh, because you have not been attacked. You have not been affected yet. I understand. But do you want to wait till you become a victim too? Or you want to become a story too that we will speak about some other time, just to warn others like you who don't believe that you don't protect those who are not even, you don't protect a fake existence. It's just going to make it a mirage. And I hope this will go down well with some of you, change you, and possibly liberate you. If it doesn't, Baba, we'll try again next time. Thank you very much for your time. And for those who have come in to cause trouble, guys, don't worry yourselves, okay? I will take care of that once I begin the environmental sanitation later tonight. To those of you who took your time again, those who called in, thank you. I'll see you some other time. Good evening.
Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n ní.